Hello and welcome here to another edition of Husker Chat Live. Sean Callahan with HuskerOnline.com. As for the next half hour, we're going to go in depth with one of Nebraska's newest additions, LSU wide receiver transfer Trey Palmer. But before we get to that, Husker Chat Live is brought to you by Sandhills Global and powered by ABM. If you have equipment to sell it at auctiontime.com. But let's welcome in Trey Palmer to the program. Trey, first of all, welcome to Nebraska. And obviously, I'm sure it's been kind of a whirlwind for you, but welcome to Nebraska. I'm sure it's good to kind of get back to work now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm ready to put on the show for the people.
Well, yeah, give us an idea kind of what the last few months have been like for you. You had a very good career at LSU. I've done a lot of things there. Put your name in the transfer portal. Kind of give us an idea of how things played out for you over the last month or so and how you ended up at Nebraska.
I mean, it planned out all good. I mean, I knew I was gonna hit the transfer portal like after the last game. Had rumors going around that Coach Mickey was leaving and stuff. So I was like, and they ain't never, um, they ain't never like I ain't never like seen or heard that they'll go get a new offensive wide receiver coach or anything like that. But like as far as the transfer portal and knew I was coming to Nebraska, I mean I had it on my mind the whole time. I just wanted to keep it in front of people, let it flow through me, you know, feel the process again.
Yeah,
But
when Mickey Joseph went to Nebraska, how big of an impact did that play in this process for you?
I mean it played a big part because Mickey from Nebraska. He said a great thing about Nebraska, and he like one of the best quarterback to come through Nebraska, and it played a big role. And I just did my research on Nebraska and football. So
Yeah, I mean, when you went into the portal being a former five-star guy, what was it like though? Did you have a ton of people reaching out to you? I mean, how did you kind of filter all the different people trying to maybe get your attention during that time when you were in the transfer portal?
yeah, I felt it, but like I already in my mind, I already knew where I was going when I hit it. So yeah,
What did you gain at LSU just over the time you were there, the experience you got playing in front of SEC stadiums and crowds? What did you gain in that experience, and how are you going to use that now here in the Big Ten Conference?
it developed me as a young man because when I first got there, I was childish, a little boy, and it like helped me get my mind right and focus on what I need to focus on. And
What Yeah,
you know,
just that experience. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but that experience. What was kind of speak more on that and kind of some of the things you
I
gained
mean,
again. I'm sorry to cut you off.
I learned a lot of stuff from the receivers that came from previous years, and you see what they do in the league. I gained a little game from them, and they put me on game. Certain techniques you can beat this and beat that, and I'm coming here to dominate.
Yeah, when you watch like a Bengals game and you see Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, and you see some of the other guys that you played with or were a part of LSU. I mean, what did you learn from those guys? And for you, how fun is it to watch Sunday football now? When you say, I played with him, and it's got to be kind of fun watching NFL Sundays now.
Dream like I dreamed of like watching people that I played with in the NFL and not seeing this coming true, and they really dominate the league. It's really crazy and amazing.
Were you surprised? Did you play with Joe Burrow then for one
Yes,
year? When you saw him at LSU, and now what he's doing in the NFL, any surprise at all with what he's been able to accomplish?
I see these guys, my brothers, do this day in day out, every practice, no days off. Like I seen this, so I knew it was coming. Like they do this every day at practice. They compete, and that's where I get my competitor from. Looking up to them, they compete every day, no days off.
You're coming into Nebraska now. There's 17 newcomers that are here now that have joined the team for spring practice and the winter conditioning. How do you guys kind of integrate yourself into the team and kind of, work yourself into this locker room?
Just trying to gain family, like a brotherhood, and then take over the Big Ten.
What do you think of the receiver room? I mean, there's some pretty,
It's,
highly
it's
ranked guys out here too. I mean, what kind of potentials in this receiver room when you look
hey,
at it?
it's gonna be fun to watch. I'm just letting the people know, Husker Nation know, it's gonna be fun to watch.
Who's a guy or two that's already impressed you or surprised you just being able to work out with them in that receiver room?
Alante and Omar,
Alante Brown and Omar Manning. What do you like about those two guys?
they compete. They got the same competitive as me. Like we compete every day. Even even when we just lifting, we competing. We just want to be great, and I like that about those guys.
Now, a lot of people have said you could be a kick and a punt returner. Is that something you want to do at Nebraska? I mean, that's an area where they haven't really been able to find the right guy the last few years. Can you
Yes,
return
sir.
punts and kicks?
Yeah, I'm finna put on a show for the people, for the Husker Nation, and everybody around. I'm finna put y'all on the show. Y'all about to see one of the best returners ever come through Nebraska.
So when you kind of signed on, is that something you talked about? Like, not only can I play receiver, I want to be a return guy, or do they talk to you about that as well?
Yes, sir. They talked about it, but I told them, hey, if I'm fighting for that, if anybody got it, I'm trying to get that.
So when you committed, did you commit to Coach Frost then, or was it to Mickey Joseph? I mean, how did it kind of play out when you made your announcement to those guys?
I committed to the whole staff. I told them I was coming.
And you announced it publicly, like on a Saturday on Instagram, if I remember right. But did you tell them kind of before that? I mean, or was it
Yes,
that the same day?
you know, I told them beforehand, and I just posted it on that Saturday.
Made us all wait for the news.
Yes, sir.
Well, we got a lot of questions here as we're doing Husker Chat live with wide receiver Trey Palmer. Just a few comments. First of all, Brett says, "Go Big Red." Um,
Uh,
let's see. I already asked this question. You wanted to know right away. Everyone wants to know, are you returning kicks and punts? You got
yes,
that answer already. A lot of welcome to Nebraska, Trey. Welcome. Let's see. Glad to have you here at Nebraska. When you look at, here's
man.
another question here from Vince. Do you have any personal connections with other players and receivers on the team coming from Louisiana? Do you know guys even like DeColdis Crawford who will be coming here in the summer?
Yes, me and Dakota's been talking ever since. He was committed to LSU. We always been talking. What we would go do and stuff. And I'm really gaining a brother like from home with Alante because we talk every day. We play the game every day, and it's just like he becoming my brother.
Your speed, I know when I looked at your bio, did you run a 10.4 in high school?
My best, I ran a 10-4 at state, but my best one was a 10-3.
10.3 electronic, right?
Sir.
Wow. So did you ever consider running track at LSU when you were there, or just
I
in
was,
football?
but I stopped, and I wanted to focus on football.
So did you win state with that time, or how did you place at state with a 10.4?
I, won- I won it.
You won it. Yeah. So I'm guessing there aren't two. I mean, LSU had some fast. How did your speed rank on that roster when you played at LSU?
I mean, I don't like to speak on myself, but you can ask the players that play with me. They can tell you how explosive I am when I get the ball in my hand.
A year ago, Nebraska was able to get a lot of explosive plays with Samori Torre. He's obviously now gone. Do you envision yourself a guy that can kind of be that big play receiver for this offense next year?
Yes, sir.
As we continue taking questions here with Trey Palmer, did you choose Nebraska over the other schools? And this is from Alex.
What made me choose Nebraska over other schools? I saw Mickey, and I really trust Mickey. He wouldn't lead me wrong, and I want to change the program because I saw last year Nebraska had a lot of close games, and I like that to see that they close games. But now I'm gonna show y'all. We go show y'all what's really
Got,
going on.
got another question here from Joe. Super excited to have you here as a Husker. What are you expecting your role on the team to be this year?
I just want to be a leader and lead by example.
Got another question here from Laura. Laura wants to know what makes Mickey Joseph such a great coach.
What makes me such a great coach? He like a daddy to you. He love all his players like they his son, and he go treat them like they his son, and he keep it straight.
Does he get on? I mean, will he get after guys a little bit when he has to?
If you do something wrong, he go get on your ass. He go get on real.
And the players responded well to that, I assume. I mean,
Yes, sir.
it's the
That's what
respect.
that's what we like. We like when somebody on us because that shows that they care, And they there for you, not just because you good at football or something. He there for you as a person.
Got another question here about just your goals. What goals do you have both academically and athletically? What are you studying at Nebraska right now?
I'm studying human development, and I just want to graduate and make all B's and A's this semester. And for football, academic, athletic, I want to just be great. Just work on my fundamentals every day, and it go shows in the season.
Got another question here from Raymond, more of a comment. He goes, "I love it. He has no confidence problems, and that's what we've been missing. Welcome to Nebraska." Has confidence always been something that you've had? I mean, the way you've played the game.
Yes, sir. That's how you got to move by. If you ain't confident, then what you out there for?
Another question here. What do you bring to the table as a wide receiver?
Yeah, I'll go see this spring. I ain't gonna even say too much. You just go see.
You got to wait until April 9th, right?
Sir, don't want to miss it.
Kyle wants to know, who is your roommate right now?
Isaiah and Javi.
Isaiah is one of the newcomers as well.
Yes, sir. The receiver that came in.
So you guys, yeah, you came in with quite a group of newcomers. How close are you guys already? Just kind of being the new guys in the locker room.
We just everything like it's like we never like a home away from home. Like everybody just close and just talking to each other.
Got a question here from Burke. Who is another player that you look up to and model your game after?
I might surprise y'all, but the player I looked up to was Tyron Matthews. I was a big defensive player coming up, and I model my game after myself because like I got my own aspects to what I do and how I do it. So I just model my game by myself.
Now you grew up in Louisiana, right?
Yes, sir.
What is, growing up in Louisiana? I mean, does every kid dream of playing for LSU? I mean, is that kind of the thought when you're growing up? And
Yes, sir.
uh,
See, uncle had he's not my uncle, but he like my uncle. He played for LSU with Ryan Clark and them. He was a defensive player too. So they was just like in the family, like defensive side. Then I started liking offense when I got in high school.
how far from Baton Rouge or New Orleans? I mean, where were you located growing up in the state?
Kentwood, Louisiana is like an hour away from Baton Rouge, New Orleans.
So did you get up to a lot of games growing up as a kid? I mean, did you go to a lot of college football games or follow it pretty closely? Or
But in high school, I started going to a lot of LSU games. But as I was growing up, I wasn't the biggest football fan. I was a baseball player, so like I knew like Derek Jeter, A-Rod, all them growing up. Like I was a baseball player.
now, Will Bolt, the baseball coach at Nebraska, he might say, you know what, we might need a couple pitch runners in May if you want to come
Oh,
run it and pitch run.
I got an arm on me, and I play shortstop.
So you're going to go to some Nebraska. They got a ranked baseball team here. You're going to go to some baseball games.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check them out. I'm gonna check them out.
Baseball at LSU is huge. I mean, did you go to a lot of LSU baseball games too?
I was too busy like with football and working out a lot.
All right. Well, let's move through the questions here. This is a good question, and I kind of probably have an idea what your answer is going to be. But do you know what your 40 time? What's your most recent 40 time?
I'm about to blow your brain with this one. My last recent 40 time was in high school, my junior year. I ran the 4-4 flat my junior year in high school.
4-4
And
flat, fully electronic.
yes.
What about vertical? What's your vertical at? Do you know?
I really don't know about that one.
Okay, let's see. Got just a comment here from Augie. Says, "Welcome to Husker Nation. Can't wait for the show."
Hmm.
Got another welcome, Trey. Go Big Red. Question here from Kyle. Have you watched a lot of games from Nebraska last season?
Not really. I watched the one. Which one? I think y'all lost by 3. It was a close game, and I saw it. I watched it highlights because I watch highlights on YouTube of different games, see what's going on.
Got another. This is going to kind of put you on the spot. Do you predict that you'll take at least one punt or one kick to the house this year?
You said 1. That's crazy. That's a low number, bro. You gotta up it up a little bit.
Once again, confidence not lacking here. Special teams, they haven't had a good punt and kick return here in a while. So
I love
you
that's what I like. Like, yeah,
now Mickey, I heard him say a comment that his receivers, all of them play special teams. Did all
all
of you guys
all
like
of them, all of
that?
them.
He wants that speed on special teams,
Yes, sir.
so he makes you guys tackle.
Yes, sir. They ain't gonna really have to tell because you go get down there so fast that they go fair catch. See me, I might fair catch it because I'm a risk taker. I like taking risks.
Got another comment here. Welcome to the family. Go Big Red. What? Okay, this is another question here for you. What did you know about the state of Nebraska before coming to Lincoln? Did you have any idea about Nebraska before you got
I
here?
just thought it was just corn out here, to be honest. That's for real.
So when you came out here, like sight unseen, did you drive up or fly into
I,
Omaha?
and the scene just crazy. Like everything just different out here. So
How so?
it's like everything spread it out. And it's like beautiful scene.
Is
And
Lincoln bigger than you thought it was going to be, though? Just like
yes,
getting,
I thought it was just gonna be cornfields everywhere. To be honest.
you thought the football field was just going to have a tractor right next to it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's move in here to some other questions here. A couple of them. Yeah. Let's talk about the quarterbacks. Obviously, there's current guys on the roster, but there's three new additions. How much have you talked to Casey Thompson and Chuba Purdy?
I talk to CT a lot. We text when we go throw and stuff and all that. And I ain't really talked to him yet. But when I see him, we know we talk and shake hands and stuff.
Now, Casey took the entire offensive line out for steaks and bowling. When's he taking the wide receivers out?
Hey, I don't know. I gotta ask him about that one.
What is? I mean, you've been around some pretty good quarterbacks. What do you like about Casey Thompson? I mean, just his
he
demeanor and what he's done so far here.
he confident and he like to work. Like he just pure worker. Like he'll workaholic.
Let's see. Got another question here. Just with so many new faces on the team, how is the communication just with all these guys trying to blend in and kind of work together as newcomers?
It's a good it's like you fit in perfect if you're a newcomer. Like they treat you like you've been here like for years.
Got a question here from Peter. Welcome to Nebraska. What do you think of the Husker Strength Program? How have the workouts been going for you?
Nice. I'm getting big.
Is it different though than LSU? I mean, when you talk
It's
about the strength program, how different is it than LSU?
it's different. It's like uh everything together and different workouts. So it's very different.
Got a question here from Mantrell. Wants to know, what do you need to work on that you feel you should improve on from LSU, as far as like what things you want to get better on now at Nebraska?
It catches and my route running. I want to get it more fluid and make more contested catches.
You finish, I mean, you fully healthy? Like any injuries or anything kind of slow you down at the end of the year? No. Now, was that a tough deal? You guys had a bowl game at LSU. Was it hard to kind of? I mean, how many guys? Like, did a lot of guys not play in the bowl at LSU because of the transfer portal and the coaching
Really,
change there?
how many guys set out and anything? Cause like I was just focusing on me and what I had going on.
Yeah, I watched that game. Was that a wide receiver that played quarterback for
Yeah,
LSU in the bowl game?
but yeah, yeah, he was a receiver.
Yeah, that would not. That's not an ideal situation to come back for one more game.
Facts. And he threw 3 touchdowns.
Wow. Let's move here through. Got a question here about the weather. What do you think of the weather so far in Nebraska? Is it been about what you expected? Colder than you expected?
It's not that cold because I wear 2 jackets and like my body heat up fast, so it's not that cold. But the wind, it gets you. I ain't gonna lie, the wind be hitting too different.
Well, and I've had, like, a coach will tell you what happens if you play for the Packers or the Bills or the Chiefs or the
Like
Bengals. You're going to be playing in playoff games right now.
snowing.
Tyreek Hill's running 70-yard touchdowns 3 hours south from here right now in this
Hey,
type of weather. Do you watch a lot of like Tyreek Hill and I mean like what other NFL receivers do you like to
I was
watch?
Adams and like Jarvis Landry and Odell. I like how they run their routes, and I be trying to steal stuff from them. They work.
Burke wants to know you guys opened the season in Ireland. Did you know that you were going to Ireland and what are your
Yeah,
thoughts about playing overseas?
yeah, I knew, and I ain't never been overseas before. Never.
We'll find out if 4-4 travels. All right. What about the Big Ten? What do you know about the Big Ten? I mean, when you look at this conference, you played in the SEC, you played against Alabama and A&M and a lot of great programs like Georgia. What about the Big Ten excites you the most?
They play a lot of off coverage. See, SEC, they got you in your face. So I'm just ready to work.
I mean, in the SEC, 9 out of 10 times are you running press man in the
Yeah,
SEC?
first man.
And so you've seen enough, or at least like I know Northwestern, who's in your division, Iowa, they run a lot of zone.
Yeah.
I mean,
They man zone, but not too much. They run a lot of man in the
who's
SEC.
that in the
Yeah,
SEC? Okay, so you prefer kind of like some
I
softer coverage, so you can get
nobody really
running.
can't nobody really stay in front of me. Like I don't care if you play man or zone, you can't stay in front of me. So that's how I feel.
Coming out of high school, was LSU like the easy choice for you, or being a 5-star guy? Did you have, did your recruiting process was it pretty wide open?
Yes, sir. But I knew where I was going before. I knew I
If you
was going.
so if you didn't go to LSU, where were you going to go?
If I didn't go to LSU, where would I go? I was gonna go to Arizona State.
Wow, I mean that's quite a vast difference. I mean, just
Yeah.
Herm Edwards and that staff really recruited you pretty hard too.
Yes, sir.
All right, well let's move on here. Somebody wants to know how did you do in the beep conditioning test?
Come on, man. Running to me is nothing. I can run all day. Like that ain't nothing to me. So it's just like really light work.
You're probably surprised the fans here even know what the beep test is.
I really am.
It's probably like, wait a minute, how do they even know about that?
For that.
Let's see. You're going to get some kind of merchandising agreement, some Trey Palmer shirts. You got any plans to launch any gear for NIL?
Got a plan of launching my clothes. I got a clothing line that's gonna come out like probably next month. I'm gonna put it out there, but it's gonna be my jerseys and just regular clothes you wear.
Another question here. What do you listen to kind of get hyped before a game?
I listen to that young boy and I listen to my cousin Four-Way Hook a lot, so he get me in my zone.
Your cousin
Yeah, my cousin rap. His name Four-Way Hook.
out of Louisiana?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, let's move on here. Next question here. What do you think of the quarterback depth right now at Nebraska when you look at the quarterbacks on the roster?
I look at it like it's good, and I like when people compete and just don't give up a spot. I want everybody to compete. I just want us to be competitive and talk a little smack talk when we doing, like a brother would. You know how you find your brother at home, then y'all back eating together at the table the same night. I just want that like competitive everywhere.
So, are you a big smack talker? I'm going to take a guess and say yes.
I talk my stuff a lot. Yeah,
Practice in games or both?
but everything I do. If we bowling, I'm gonna talk my smack. If we golfing, I'm gonna talk my smack. Like I just talk. It's just natural. You know what I'm saying? I'm just competitive. I want you to talk back to me too, so we can get at each other.
I can tell you're ready to. It's like we're kind of going at it right here.
Yeah.
You like so you play top golf and that kind of stuff too?
Oh, I do it all. If I don't know how to do it, I'm gonna learn how to do it.
Competitor.
Yes, sir.
So baseball, you play outfield,
Shortstop.
shortstop. So you are. So you could. Do you think you could have been a Division I baseball player if you really concentrated just baseball?
So,
Was that like a tough call? I mean, because baseball dudes make a
yeah,
lot of money.
I was thinking like I want to go to baseball, but so it was tough because I really love baseball to this day. I really still love baseball.
Did you play high school baseball for your team all the way through, or like how
It's
long did you play ball for?
all the way through. I started playing baseball since I was little, and I went to USSSA, won a couple rings in there, and then when my baseball team came, we went to state, but we lost in the state championship.
How many times did you ever get thrown out stealing a base?
I ain't gonna lie, probably like two times.
2 times. It probably had to be a hell of a throw.
It was just a good throw.
Second or third base?
Second,
Have you ever stole home?
yeah, I did it. I like to do that.
Are you seeing Louisiana? Are you a Braves fan, or who's your MLB team?
I'm really not a Braves fan or no special like MLB team. I'm a player fan.
Who are
So
your
like
guys?
Otto, uh, what's his name? What's his name? Uh, like Derek Jeter and them. I forgot his one more. I forgot the shortstop name. He played for the Astros. What's his name?
Now I'm blanking. I'm a Dodgers fan, so I'm pretty lucky. At my team, we got Corey Seager as our shortstop.
Yeah, him too. I mess with him too.
You
Like I
said
just
Manny Machado,
yeah, Manny Machado and Fernando. What's his name?
Tatis,
Yeah,
Tatis.
yeah, him. He's special.
So baseball fan, yeah. You follow pro baseball a little bit too in
Oh,
the
I
off.
just last when the season over with.
Mhm.
Yes,
All right, let's move on here. Got time for some more questions here. Let's see. Make sure some of these are repeat questions. So I don't want to ask you the same question twice.
yes, sir.
What do you bring to the receiver room that maybe has been missing? Where do you think you can help this room the most?
Competitive, competitiveness, and smack talk. That's what we gonna
What
do. We gonna bring back to this thing. You feel? We gonna have this thing. Get right.
have you been able to even get like Omar going more? I mean, because I feel
Yeah.
like he's a guy that if the right guy gets him going, I mean, he can probably raise
Yes.
his game up another notch.
We talk like we just talking to each other. Like, yeah, I like that. They say they like that, so I'm like, oh yeah, I'm here now. Let's do it.
Is he pretty? What do you think of Omar Manning? I mean, could he have fit in at receive? I mean, at his talent level, how would he have fit in at LSU?
He would have fit in pretty good.
All right, let's see here. Um, got a random question here. Welcome to the family. What is Mickey Joseph like at the dinner table?
He eat. He eat. That's all he do is eat.
Now he's a New Orleans guy. Did you ever hear his like New Orleans football stories growing up down there?
I just heard that Nebraska when he was at quarterback because we always used to play with him about it.
Going to Nebraska.
Yes,
Let's see here. More questions here. Just more of a comment. Welcome, Husker Nation. Love your confident attitude. I am freaking pumped. That was from Little Chihuahua.
the name, bro. The name.
We got screen names here. What's your favorite food? And we don't have you. By the way, there is a Taste of Louisiana guy in Lincoln I know, located around campus somewhere, and he's
I
pretty.
need to
He's got
find
pretty
him.
good. Yeah, look him up. He's got a food truck and a little restaurant. But
Yeah, I need to
what's
go.
your sorry? What was
Favorite,
that? Favorite food?
I ain't gonna lie. Since I found out y'all had Raisin Canes, that's all I've been eating. Like I love canes.
Well, that originated in Baton Rouge, right?
Yeah,
You a three finger, four finger, five finger sandwich guy?
three
Three?
fingers. It's lemonade, no ice. That's all I need.
You got to get yourself a Raising Cane's NIL deal now.
That's coming soon.
Let's see here. How does the food and the training table here compared to LSU? I mean, what's the biggest difference you guys have as far as nutrition and kind of what Nebraska offers maybe to LSU?
You know it's crazy. You can cook here. Like you cook your own food. Like your little rice and shrimp. You cook that. You cook here. Literally cook here, but you couldn't do that at LSU. That's something.
You know why that is? The life skills. They want guys to, like, when they get out of here, to know how to do things. I mean, cook and do, just simple things that you maybe wouldn't get to do otherwise.
Yes, sir.
So is that you cook at dinner too?
I don't eat dinner like that because I like to go. I like to cheat. I like eat wings and I like to cheat. Cheat.
You find some good wings down in Lincoln yet?
Wingstop. I eat the same. I'm like the same. I eat the same routine every time. Like it's Wingstop, Raising Cane's, or Chick-fil-A.
Well, hopefully, your nutritionist is not listening right now.
I hope he not. I hope he not. Oh, please hope he not.
Now you're going to give me a look on this question. This guy wants to know: can you hoop?
Yeah, I can do a little something. I can do a little. I can do a little something.
Did you play basketball in high school?
Yes. No, I didn't. I played in middle school, but not high school.
So, like, you were football, and then did you kind of get right into winter baseball in high school
And track.
and track? Yeah. So, how did you do track and baseball both?
I just did it. I wasn't thinking like, I'm gonna do both of them. So I just did both.
So, you would do like baseball and track on the same day sometimes, or
Yeah. Yes, sir.
you're like, it's just running.
It's just running and baseball. Is natural, so it's
Did you
natural.
run the 200 and the 400 or just the 100?
100 and 200.
200. So, what was your top 200 time?
21-1.
21-1.
Yes, sir.
Electronic.
Yes, sir. I
I
broke the
think the
state.
wow. And the state record here, I think, is 20.9, but I believe that was handheld. I don't know if that's electronic.
I did this. Yeah, I broke it my senior.
Got another question here. What do you think of the fan base so far here?
I haven't really seen too much, but I'm really like ready to see how y'all get. I heard y'all the most amazing loyal fans, and I just ready to see what y'all got to offer.
Mason has said that he will buy a Trey Palmer shirt if they come available.
All right, you can. I'm gonna put it on my Instagram and my website. And I'll launch one.
Christian is very impressed, Trey, that you are a golfer.
I can do it all. I can really do it all.
Do you have clubs up here? Are you going to bring clubs to Nebraska?
I just used to go to Top Golf and just swing, show
Just
people what.
take one off the rack.
Yeah.
Okay, what number are you going to wear?
3.
3. You got a lock on that now? I guess it was Samori Torre 3 last year.
Yes, sir.
So you'll be able to take his number then. Sometimes a guy will say a number. I'm like, well, there's like I heard a guy on this deal saying
Nah,
he won't.
it was locked in.
You got that locked in.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, let's see if we got one more team. Favorite NFL team, is it the Saints?
Nah, it was back then, but you want to know my favorite NFL team right now? The Green Bay Packers.
Big
And the
Devontae Adams fan.
yeah, and the Bengals. They're my 2
Okay.
favorite.
Jose Altuve, I think, he's one of your favorite baseball players.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see here. Make sure there's not any more questions here. I think we got through most of the questions. You got a lot of questions. We got 252 people watching live right now.
Yes, I appreciate y'all for coming to see what we talking about on the live screen.
Eric says go to Buzzard Billy's downtown. They have Cajun food. It's a Cajun restaurant.
I'm gonna check that out.
Let's see. Tyreek Hill ran 20.9. In case you were wondering, that was from Eric.
I ran the 21-1 my junior year too. So
let's see here. All right. Well, hey, I think we got through everybody. We got a baseball comment from here that you hit 380 in high school. Is that accurate?
I don't know. I really gotta go see. Probably did.
A lot of people, though, commented on your confidence. People are excited to see just your overall confidence level that you're going to bring here to the football program. Well, Trey, we appreciate the opportunity to get the chance to chat with you here. This is the first interview you've done since you've come to Nebraska. I'm sure we're going to be hearing from you a lot more. Spring practice starts February 28th. Looking forward to seeing you out there.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, that wraps it up here for this edition of Husker Chat Live with wide receiver Trey Palmer. Once again, brought to you by Sand Hills Global, powered by ABM. For HuskerOnline.com, I'm Sean Callahan.